I'm gonna try and channel my best Brene Brown here. And if you don't know who she is, then please give her TED Talk a listen. It will literally change your life, or at least it did mine. But I digress. She is the vulnerability queen. So let's begin here. A moment that no one wants to acknowledge. I was engaged to be married. I was happy and young, perhaps hopeless romantic, as first loves tend to be. I was ready to take the next step into the world with my best friend. I was freaking invincible. It wasn't perfect, but it was close. Until one day, he decided he was done. He walked out after 3.5 years without any explanation. None. Yeah, just like that. We spent almost every day together for 3.5 years, and then poof, he was gone. I was left to fill in the blanks, and my broken heart sure did. It must have been my fault. I wasn't good enough. It was the only thing that made sense. That is how I entered therapy. I entered a broken-hearted mess. My life was not as balanced as it should have been. So much of my energy and time went into our relationship. It was us against the world. And when he left, I was alone. You know how they say that doctors don't make the best patients? Well, you should see therapists. All I can say is God bless my therapist for not firing me. I probably aged her many years. But in her old age that I had given her, she gave me wisdom. She encouraged me to look beyond myself and my pain to help others. I had no idea where to start, but an old friend had started a homeless ministry downtown, so I reached out to see if I could volunteer. I sat with people and shared a meal with them and heard their stories of struggle, abandonment, anxiety, and even sometimes addiction. I began looking forward to going every week and sharing a meal, all the while creating compassion and unity. I wasn't alone anymore. I wasn't invisible, and they looked forward to seeing me as much as I looked forward to seeing them. I witnessed firsthand the power of connection through adversity, and it was truly beautiful. I spent many years in therapy after that, undoing the subconscious insecurities that plagued my heart. I never did get any answers, and I probably never will. But even though I was not responsible for the pain, it was my responsibility to heal it. Another tidbit of knowledge from my therapist. One thing I knew for sure is that I didn't want the pain of the past to bleed into the future. I wasn't entirely sure there was a future, or if it would be worth fighting for, but I had to try. Prior to volunteering, I was pre-med. I was accepted into medical school, but I knew that once I saw and experienced emotional, spiritual wounds, I couldn't just look away. Most therapists are wounded healers. They enter from their own pain and work their behinds off to get to a place in their story where they can help others. They've walked through hell to let you know that there's a way out. We can't walk it for you, but we will walk beside you. I want to tell you that therapy is no walk in the park. It's hard as hell and painful. My ex leaving triggered abandonment wounds from childhood, which then opened up the proverbial dam. But there is hope. Years later, I'm here. I'm here because I put in the work. It's not about getting the master's degree, although you need one to become a therapist. It's about putting in the work. Go to therapy and walk the path. Where you are in your journey, you may not see it now. You may be in that dark place, that I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy place. Stick it out and fight for your tomorrow. It's been about 12 years. I'm now happily married and have a rambunctious 1-year-old. If you asked me if I saw this future before I started my therapy journey, I would have laughed at you. Frankly, it was hard to make it through a day, let alone have hope for the next year. It has taken me 12 years to realize that pain is also a gift. In hindsight, it was the best gift. My life isn't perfect, but sometimes I look at my husband and this ordinary life, and I'm eternally grateful. I've got everything I've ever prayed for and more. I could have never imagined the life that lay ahead. This is why I'm a therapist today, because pain often uncovers purpose. Let's unwrap this gift together.